Welcome to our call tonight. My name is Alvin Curry. I'm your host tonight. I want to thank you for getting on the call tonight. This is February the 28th, 2019. Welcome to our call tonight. Let's go ahead and get started on our call tonight. We're going to talk about our training night, as this is the 28th. How do you find this, ladies and gentlemen? You log into your website, you go to your document center here, and I'm going to show you a couple things, and then I'm going to get to here. On the webinar conference call schedule, you'll see Alvin Curry, you'll see Ivy Stokes. The online marketing class is June Collier. These are trainings that Ivy, myself, and June does every week, so you can do it. I'm going to click on my training just for a minute so I can put this up, because I want to show you something other here. Okay, this is a 3-page document that I put up. The itinerary is put up for the whole quarter, the third quarter here, starting tomorrow. But here's what I want to point out tonight. These classes are done in a chronological order for you to gain an understanding of what it is we're doing and to get a better understanding. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will listen to all these classes, if you are brand new and you just started in our business, if this is your first call that you ever been on with me, you can go to the same place you went tonight, A. Curry Training. Now, if you're listening on the website, just listening, you have to go to the webinar. You have to go acurrytraining.com. When you log on there, you may have to download the software, but you should come to where it says join the live webinar. And if I'm on a live webinar, you'll be able to see it like I'm doing tonight. If not, then you go to previous calls, and you will see all of these calls have been recorded and they're posted out there. We have income-shifted membership. There are people that absolutely do not know what they have in their income-shifted membership. So we started off the year with talking to you about what's in your income-shifted membership. Then we talked about our cash flow strategies. We went to W-4 withholding correction, correcting the W-4, building better credit, minimizing taxes, cash flow manager, and last week, our debt elimination. So tonight, February the 28th, 2019, we're going to talk about the PCP, Personal Cash Flow Plan. This is a plan that you can run your life by and you can make it work in your life. This says document 807 from the training manual. So for all of you who are looking on, you simply go to the document center. Again, the is right here, and I come to the training manual, and I come down to document 807. So drop down menu, we come down to document 807 here, and you can see this in the training manual where we are tonight. So what I'm going to do is go start here tonight with this. This is the Personal Cash Flow Plan, PCP. MyEcon is grounded in the foundation of helping associates obtain personal financial success. Folks, that is who we are. At some point, I realize this, ladies and gentlemen, every one of our young millennials, they still have things they want to buy. They have things and goals in life they want to do. You know, people like myself who've been around for a long time, and many of our baby boomers, we done bought cars, we done bought houses, we done raised children, sent children to college and did all this. We're not as excited about going out buying a new car as some of the millennials are. But some of our millennials, they just got out of college and stuff, and they like, I want me a nice car. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I want to tell all of our baby boomers that, because when I was their age, I wanted one. When I look back and I think about when I started in this business, I was 30 years old. I didn't have a new car. I had a car rocking around with the motor tapping, and it was just pap, 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 pap. I was scared to drive it up to somebody's house. I was driving a nightmare, telling somebody about a dream that I had I was going to get wealthy. But, ladies and gentlemen, the Lord has blessed me. I'm not there today. So when we talk to the millennials and they talk about they want to get them a house, they want to get them a car, we don't need to beat them up about that, you know, and stuff. But we are, as a company, grounded in the personal finance success. Now, what that simply means is you got to have enough income, enough cash flow to support your current lifestyle. and then you got to set aside enough one day so whenever it is, whatever age bracket you want to be, when you quit working, you have to have enough income-producing assets to allow you to live on that money and retire and do it. Millions of people are not accomplishing this, ladies and gentlemen. Millions of people, baby boomers and all, they're not accomplishing this because statistics show only 4% of the people are accomplishing this. They have limited income and high inflation, high taxes, debt, inadequate savings, causing them not to accomplish this. But here at MyEcon, we have a system. We teach this system how you correct your W-4 withholding, your correct tax withholding. That's called your W-4 withholding. That's a class that we've already done. How to minimize taxes. There is no law that says you have to pay taxes. There is, however, a law that says you have to file. So you get people want to argue that because they file and they tax it down, and they think that means I got to pay taxes. You know, you got to pay taxes, you're going to go to jail. That's not true. You're not going to go to jail if you don't pay taxes. You will go if you don't file because that's called tax evasion. But if you can legally file your taxes and have enough deductions where you do not owe any taxes, you will not go to jail. You will file them correctly and have legal deductions. You will not go to jail. So that's one of the things that we want to teach you here at MyEcon. Generating business income. Boy, this company has got some things going on right now. Again, we talked tonight about our Cashflow madness and introducing that. Man, that is a great, great opportunity. Man, you get one person in business and you open up your base shop. Now you make $50 every time you put somebody in. Man, that is something. Debt elimination and minimizing expenses. These are ways for you to generate more income and start your personal cash flow plan. Now, minor arguments can be made one way or the other about whose plan is better. You hear people, I don't like putting people's names out here in our recordings and in our meetings and stuff, but, you know, you hear about these big brand names out here. People talk about, yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that, and a lot of churches have kind of adopted certain plans because they think just because it's a big brand name that make it right. Well, I would say this right here. It may be good. I'm not going to debate with them, but when I've looked at it, I've said ours is much better, not because ours is just ours. I'm a little biased on that, but the real reason I say ours is better is we help a person come up with extra cash flow to begin getting in position to help them make positive movements on their finances. See, when I look at a lot of these other big brands that's advertised on TV and radio and a lot of these things that these churches are doing with them and stuff, I don't see how you can come up with extra income. I hear them only telling people cut back, penny pinch, and I just don't think that most people are interested in doing that. So step one of our cash flow PCP plan is acquire as much cash flow, they call it money, as possible each month through making some extra money in your business income, lowering your taxes, adjusting your W-4, lowering your expenses, and eliminating debt. And then once you have done this, you're going to apply the cash in this manner. Okay, now, let's say that you were able to come up with $500 or $600 on the low side from doing those things. Hey, some people may come up with $2,000. You then begin to do these things based upon how much cash flow you have. Step two, set up a beginner's emergency fund. You need $3,000. I'm going to even raise that to about $5,000 in this fund. Okay, now, to set this money up, you want to set it up in a separate fund from your regular bank account. Something like a money market account, something like a bond fund. If you attend some of our trainings, you'll see where you can get these at. They got a little higher rate than your regular bank. You set them aside, and what that does is now you can build up this. If you need to do periodic monthly investments, again, depending on how much you freed up, just keep going till you get you about $3,000 to $5,000 set aside. So you're going to have emergencies. Carlos and I have emergencies now. Well, I guess I wouldn't even call them emergencies. Carlos and I have inconveniences now. Inconveniences is when things happen in our lives, as they do with you. We have the money to get them fixed. But if you have an inconvenience, As an example, right now my wife's car is in the shop. It's an inconvenience because I have to take her back and forth to the office. She works at the office every day. For the last couple of days, I've had to take her back, but I pick up her car tomorrow. But we have the money to get it out. But now let's say that we did not have the money to get it out. It will become an emergency because I can't gear my life around every day, taking her where she want to go, and she want to gear her life around, waiting on me till I'm ready to go somewhere or another place. So don't go to step 3 until you've completed this. So you need to make sure you have 3, and I'm going to again say about $5,000 set aside in this emergency fund so that'll handle anything that breaks. Maybe it's something other in your home that breaks, like maybe you have a dishwasher or you have a air conditioner, whatever unit. And ladies and gentlemen, I think you really need to sit with your spouses and decide what is an emergency. And I know many of you are single parents. Well, you need to sit with yourself and decide, okay, these are the things that I'm going to spend this emergency money on. Because, going to a baby shower ain't no emergency. Because everybody else going to the family reunion, I don't know if that's an emergency or not. It may be in your life. It may be. But I think you ought to declare what is an emergency. Because when you spend that money now says it's gone. I don't want to try to run your life, but I'm telling you that I think if you're going to make this work, you should try to understand and make decisions about what will be an emergency before I spend it. Because once you take money out, then you're supposed to put it back in to keep it around that 3, again, to 5,000 range that you have there. Once we finish step 2, we got that set aside. Now we take the money. So let's say if I was using $500 to build the emergency fund, I got the emergency fund set. So now I take that $500 and I look down here and say, okay, I need to start investing in my retirement plan. See, ladies and gentlemen, there's something about retirement called time value of money. You can't ever start investing no younger than you are today. Ain't no use in wishing you had, shoulda, coulda, woulda. You are as young as you will ever be when you get started investing. And here's the thing. As Strose said, you need to start working that muscle right now and get used to working that muscle. So you need to invest something. And Ivy has talked about this in other classes. Even if it's $25 a month, you need to get started investing something. But here what we're saying is this. If you can max out your retirement plan, you should do that. If not, you should get all the way up to about 5% or more. Now, based on if your corporation matches your plan, you definitely want to max out whatever they match it because that's 100% growth. If they'll match the first 5% and you put in 5% and they match 5%, that's 100% growth before you get any return on your money. That is something, ladies and gentlemen. Do not go to the next step until you have completed step 4. So step 4 is start working on a retirement plan, 401k, 403b, IRA, whatever that is. Get up to at least 5%. Do not go to step 4 until you have taken care of step 3. Let's move to step 4 now. Take the rest of your available cash after living expenses and set up a debt elimination plan. So again, you have your living expenses out here. You got to take care of those things. You've been putting money into the 401k plan now. You got an emergency fund set up. So if you have extra money, and let's say you had maybe $1,000 out here, you're using $500 to fund the 401k plan. You got $500 left over above and beyond your living expense. Now you want to set up a debt elimination plan. Pay off all consumer debt, not your mortgage. Do not go to step 5 until you have completed step 4. Pay off all of your consumer debt, credit cards, car loans, student loans. These are consumer debt that you need to pay off. These revolving accounts. And if you were forced in your life to go borrow from a title pond, please pay them off. Those things, I have been told, can be very, very tough to get paid off. But you got to fight to get them paid off because the interest rates on those things are astronomical, and you be paying on them for a long time and never get them things paid off if you just pay what they call the minimum. So we're going to go live now that we got the debt elimination plan set up. Okay, if you're not maxing out your retirement, so if you put in only 5%, but they'll let you put in 7, or they'll let you put in 10, or whatever the amount is, if you're not maxing out your retirement investment, raise the payment to the max. So now that you're out of debt, if you got out of debt in step 4, you shouldn't go to step 6 until you complete step 5. But now, once you get out of debt, you need to start maxing out your retirement plan and getting that baby maxed on up. So, again, remember, one day you're going to want to retire, and the only thing you can retire on when you retire is what you built, what you invested when you work. If all you built and invested in when you work was Social Security, then you're going to have a very insecure retirement because nothing is secure about Social Security. No one that I ever met told me they had enough money to live on with just a Social Security check. Do I know people who live on that and that alone? Yes. But I have not met one that said, I don't need no more money, I'm good. They just do the best they can. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here to try to make you feel bad. We're here to start to wake up your conscience so you can begin to look at. See, because in my own family, I looked up one day and saw people that I love living on nothing but Social Security. And I thought, wow, this is a real reality. People that I knew, my parents, living on nothing but Social Security. And I thought how hard they had worked, how they had played by all the rules and raised us and kept us through all of the rules of what was supposed to be done right. They kept us in church. They kept us out of jail. They beat us butt and did all those things to keep us right. And when they got to their twilight years, all they had was Social Security. Folks, if you don't set up a retirement plan, you need to ask yourself in the first person, when I choose to retire, whatever date that is, or if my health fails me and I'm forced to retire, where will I get the money I need to retire and maintain my lifestyle? Do not go to step 6 until you complete step 5. What that simply means is if you put in step 3, 5%, but they will allow you to put 10 in the retirement, make sure you take it up to 10 before you take any funds to do anything else. Now, step 6, take all the available cash flow you have and build a full emergency fund. Now, this says about 6 months. Again, as I did up top, when I said instead of 3,000, I'm going to go to 5. I'm going to advocate here building a year. The reason I'm going to advocate building a year, I've seen many, many people who lost their jobs and they were making what people call good money, making 6 figures. And it took them more than a year to find a job, not even one making 6 figures, but just to find a job that they could take and work. Folks, it is important, very, very important, that you understand that 6 months of living expense. Now, let me show you what that looks like, guys. If you had a job and you were making $50,000 a year, that means you're supposed to have $25,000 set aside in the emergency fund. And again, in Alvin Curry's vernacular, I'm saying you ought to have $50,000 set aside in this emergency fund in the likelihood that something go wrong. No, you don't have it. You see, that's not putting it in a IRA or nothing. This is just setting it aside. So in the likelihood that something happens, you have the extra cash flow to do something with. Now, this should be easier to do if you're paid off all of your consumer debt. This should be easier to do if you're maxing out your 401k now, and you have did all these other things coming down to this. you should now be ready to max out your emergency fund on step 6. Let's go to step 7 now after we've completed step 6. Rent it, excuse me. Buy a home and proceed to step B, 7B. You buy a home, go to step B. Take all of the available cash flow and pay off your mortgage. Do not go to step 8 until you have completed step 7. Now, I want you to think about something, though, ladies and gentlemen. The reason we chose to say make the mortgage last, I'm not because I'm trying to brag about me, but I can only talk about me because I don't offend me. But let me use me as an example. I have a mortgage. I could have taken my money and paid off my house. I chose not to because I have a mortgage a little over 3% on my mortgage. And I get to write that off on my taxes because I still have enough for a Schedule A deduction. Well, if I'd have taken money and bought my house cash, that would have cost me about 10% return on that because I generally get 12 to 15% return on my investment. So if I'd taken the money out of my investments and bought the house, I would have actually lost money. So it's debatable here for me at surely early on buying the house cash. But right here, if everything else is working out, you got all of your retirement set aside, you then have your emergency fund set aside, then I think it's a good time now to go ahead and say, let me get out of the mortgage. Because some people choose to get out of the mortgage very early on, yet they have no money saved. See, folks, here's the thing. Yes, you can get out of it. Some of you have heard me say this because you've seen me show this plan. I believe a person can take this Cashflow PCP plan, and I believe they can get out all their debt in less than 7 years because I can show you mathematically how to do that. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't done a sufficient job at setting aside the emergency fund and you've not done a sufficient job of getting a year plus of emergency fund set aside, to me, you kind of missed it, and you haven't done your 401k already. Because if something happened to you, even though the mortgage may be paid off, you ain't got no cash, you got a problem. But if something happened to your job, and you got a year worth of emergency fund set aside, and you still owe on the house, you can hang and fight for a little bit. And if you got your 401k set, you can hang and fight. So think about this. Should something happen, like you lose a job or something like that, one of the family members lose a job, what then is going to happen if you have cash? See, I would rather have hard times and have some cash on hand than to have hard times and no cash and say I ain't got no debts. I ain't got my mortgage. Because I still got to have some cash because I have to have still day-to-day things. There are recurring expenses that's going to happen no matter what, ladies and gentlemen. So, step 7 is if you have done the 401k and if you have done the emergency fund for a year, then get out of the house note now because you got money set aside. Let's then move to step 8. Down, pay off the house. Now you want to start building a portfolio above and beyond your retirement plan. For most people, because they start late, they're not going to be able to put sufficient amount of cash into their retirement plan so that they can have enough retirement money through just the retirement plan. Now, if a person started at 25 years old and put 10% of their money in there all the way through, they would be no problem whatsoever having enough money set aside in a retirement plan. But for the most people who wait till they're in their 40s and maybe even 50s before they get started, they're going to have to put in money outside of the 401k plan. So now, if you come to some of our investment seminars, you can learn about mutual funds. You can learn about stocks. You can learn about bonds. You can learn about real estate investing. You can learn about various types of insurances and all that. When you do that, ladies and gentlemen, you can then make choices about where you want to put it. We're not going to tell you what to buy, what not to buy. In our business, we have lots of people in the financial service industry. I'm not selecting one over the next and tell you should buy from this or that. But what I will tell you is you ought to sit down and talk with them. And if you want to, and I even recommend, sit down and talk to more than one. Here we recommend 3. But ladies and gentlemen, it's up to you what you choose to do. It's your money. But if you know the difference between a stock and a bond, then you can make a choice. But if you don't, it's hard to make a choice. You get sold something. If you know the difference between an annuity and a mutual fund, you can make a choice. If not, you get sold something. So there are various types of insurance. You have to know the type that you want to cover your family with. To me, and I know a lot of people may be offended when I say this, I don't know why insurance would be that you buy life insurance so you can make sure the funeral home get covered and your family struggles. See, I'm a leader in this company, and for me to sit here and say what I'm saying, I think that's leadership. But I'm not telling you what to do and not do. But they got plenty of companies out here tell you can buy a final expense policy so you can pay off all your debts when you die or make sure the funeral home is paid so you can have a great funeral when you die. Yet if you die, you leave your family sitting here owing bills and your children struggling if any of them are still home. All kind of hurt and magnitude and pains have become of this because people don't know how to. So you want to attend some of our Cashflow conferences over this spring and this fall so you can learn what all these things are. And then as you reach each stage in the game, you can make choices. We'll go into great detail of showing you various choices you can make. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to change your life, you have to change it. You have to ask yourself in the first person, when I retire, where will I get the money I need to retire on and live and maintain my lifestyle? The Bible declares where there is no vision, the ability to see where you are today and where you want to go when you retire, where there is no vision, the ability to look down the road and see I'm going to need $1 million in retirement. When I get down this road, when I get there, I'm going to perish. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, I've been told I look a lot younger than I am, but I'm in my early 60s. You get down that road pretty quickly. It ain't as long as it seems. I know now if you're in your 30s, you're thinking that's a long, long time. But boy, these 30 years went by pretty quick. The Bible declares, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. What knowledge? If you have no financial knowledge, you cannot make financial decisions. You have to make financial decisions about your life. You have to know how it works and not be sold by someone on how it works. So you have to get up and come to training and get on these calls and get into training and start learning what it is that you are trying to do and fix your life. This is about you fixing your economy. This is not about you fixing Alvin's economy. This is not about you fixing Ivy's economy. God has blessed us. Our economies are fixed. The Bible declares, write the vision, make it plain, put it on a tablet. We have a cash flow strategist. We have a cash flow manager that you can write out your vision, make it plain, and you and your significant other, spouse, whomever you have, sit down and talk and come to agreement, because two can't walk together unless they agree of where it is we're going and what it is we're trying to accomplish. And then last, I want to say, faith without works is dead. Many people I meet believe, they just waiting on Jesus to fix some stuff. I am a Christian man, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not here to mark anybody's religious beliefs, but I can talk about Christianity because I know something about that. That's what I am. And I'm telling you, I have seen plenty of people who believe in Jesus die dead broke, waiting on Jesus to come fix it. It is my belief that he made you a free moral agent. And since he made you a free moral agent and gave you the ability to choose, you must choose this day what you are going to do. And if you choose to get up off it and attend training and put some effort into fixing your life, then I believe God will bless you and your life will show up fixed. And you won't be one of these people who will retire and have nothing to show for it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for being on this call tonight. This is our PCP, our personal cash flow plan. This is in your training manual. If you look in the training manual, you can see it, document 807. And this you can read through. We're going to post this training on call. You'll be able to listen to it over the weekend, and it'll be up over the weekend, and you can get moving on working on your life. I showed you earlier where the cash flow conferences were for the spring, the ones that are posted now. All you have to do is go to them, and you can be where you need to be. Let me turn the recording off, and then we're going to take questions. Give me just a minute. God bless you all. Thank you for being on the call tonight. And if you want to get off now, that's your business. Good night. If not, just stay on, and I'll be happy to answer all your questions.